fucking horse.
Oh, what a start. What a start to episode 44.
Have we started?
We're starting.
That's a start.
We're on.
That
We're
is
on.
a start.
We're fucking on
44.
like donkey.
Why are we always so surprised when we've started?
Wow. It's just, we're
I
rolling.
actually was that.
We're rolling.
44,
rolling.
Scott, tell us
So-
something about number 44.
2 4s. Should I change that?
Fucking hell. We've lowered the bar.
Have you cleaned that out? Oh, no, not quite.
I'm just
change
facing it frontwards.
So it's a fishbowl episode.
Actually, no, I faced that.
Fishy
frontwards
bee.
as well. I highly recommend this drink.
Oh, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper and Jack Daniels. JDDP, as I like to call it. I
It's-
like a good
What's going on with your hair?
DP.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's
There's something happening.
Sticking up that way.
I don't know.
Like,
I cut my head open.
On
I
what?
mean, that's exaggeration. Like, you see the little cut there.
No.
where?
On my bald spot there.
He got bitten by brown snake last week. Let's
This hurt too.
see your little
I
cut.
got attacked by a bucket of beer at a pub. It had a really sharp corner on it. I leant down, I don't know, to do something, and I stabbed my head with it. Can you see it?
No, I can't see
Oh,
it.
God. It was blood.
Looks like a
Oh,
pimple.
no.
Yeah,
Oh, you okay? You
I'm all right.
want a cuddle?
Yeah, later.
All right, so
just
for
gonna head
episode
off.
50, we've got 6 episodes after this one. We'll hit the 50 mark.
Oh, fuck. Should we start planning that?
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We won't plan it now, but we'll, yeah.
Okay.
We
Let's
said
ask
we were
the-
going to do the year, and then we said, nah, it'd be easier.
Yeah, we bailed out to 50, and now that's coming up, so we'll bail out to 100.
No, we're gonna do it.
One
We're
thing
gonna
we
do it.
didn't talk about, on the topic of bailing out or copping out or whatever, remember we were going to talk about the new thing we're doing at work? Was manifesting
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
I'm
I
really
rang
into-
Scott today, right? And I had this big work thing that I'm trying to solve, and it's complex. Like, it's going to take a lot of thought. There's no easy answer to it. And this fucking cockhead comes out with, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm like, okay, good, he's got a solution.
Right.
And he comes out with, let's just manifest a great result. Like, what we're going to do is we're going to manifest this thing to turn into the answer to our problem. And I'm just like,
I love it.
I said, Scott, you've got no idea how off-brand this is for you. Like,
I'm not usually into the hippie stuff, but I actually really
You
like
gotta try it.
manifesting.
Yeah.
Like, only just as of today. Like,
As of today.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's a really good cop out. It's like, it's just, I don't have to
oh,
put
and that's
any of
what
the
I
work
said.
in.
I said this feels
Not
like.
how it works.
I said, this feels like the laziest fucking answer to a question ever. I said, when I get off the call, I'm going to have to go and Google, how do you manifest something? Because neither of us are going to do it. Like,
Every now and then stuff works out, and if that happens to coincide with the times that you manifested,
Yeah.
then that's data.
yeah, but I'm not. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, why are we manifesting this? Why aren't you manifesting yourself that boat you've been banging on about for fucking 2 years?
Because we were having that conversation.
Manifest the boat.
Zach heard some of the conversation that we were having because I picked it up from school, and then he's like saying, "Oh, you know, I got these assignments." He's a bit stressed.
Yeah, manifest
He's
an
got
A.
assignments. He's got his music exams. He's got, and I was just manifest it, mate. And he wasn't picking it up.
So he didn't go, okay, I'm just going to manifest, and he went home and played video games because he's manifesting it.
Oh. Actually, I don't know why that reminded me, but I listened to a podcast the other day. I think it's a TV show as well on ABC, but it was called I Was Actually There. Have you heard of it?
No.
And one episode was one of the snipers from Port Arthur.
That was a fart.
Who farted?
He manifested that.
Yeah,
Did you hear that? I heard it.
Did the microphone?
Stunning HD.
Is there a
So
little? Is there a little blip on the? Is there actually?
Jesus.
But yeah, he was a sniper from Port Arthur. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
really interesting about when he went back to when I can't remember the guy's name, Martin Bryant.
Martin Bryant.
He's
yeah.
back at the house, and then
Is he gone now? Is he?
he's
Yeah.
in jail.
But he didn't kill himself.
Didn't he
did
get killed in jail?
No, I don't think so.
No, he's still.
Did
he's
you
still
go
alive.
to Port
forever?
Arthur? Yeah, we
He's
did
forever
it.
in jail. Yeah,
But
yeah.
is that legal in Australia that you can be locked up forever, or you're always eligible for some sort of parole? or
No,
something?
he took so.
I know,
Definitely.
but like from a legal point of view,
I think
I
if
don't
it
know.
is, it would be he's serving 100 back-to-back life sentences or something,
Yeah.
which I never understand. I'm just like, well, that's nothing.
Because
That's just you're in jail forever.
Bryant lit the house he was holed up in on
Yes.
fire, and he came out burning, like on fire with hardly any clothes on.
What Martin did.
Yeah, and the sniper had an opportunity to shoot him,
He decided not to.
and he said, "Well,
he's on fire. What's the
but he's
point?
still. It's like he thinks about it every day. To go, like you could tell that was part of him. He was just being very professional about it.
Yeah.
He's a really fully trained special ops guy, but he said, I knew I had the opportunity to
Kill an animal.
pretty much.
So
then and
he
there.
didn't
So
do it.
what does he? So does he battle with that now that I didn't kill an
Well, does-
animal?
Oh, I think he's very army factual kind
why
of
didn't he?
but it's really interesting.
Did he
plotty,
not
yeah.
do it because he wanted the legal system to punish him properly, or did he not do it because
I
he
think
couldn't
he just
kill a person?
weighed up, and because he wasn't coming out with a gun. He
Was it more a
coming-
protocol thing that
Threat
he
thing.
I
followed?
think so. Yeah,
I
yeah.
reckon being a sniper in those situations would be one of the hardest jobs. Like, because
Yeah.
I've seen interviews with the snipers who are on the Lint Cafe
Oh yeah.
job as
Yeah.
well, and just knowing
It's a trolley problem.
I've got a shot, I've got a shot, I've got a shot, but you are 2 inches from not having a shot and hitting an innocent person.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a trolley problem. You know the trolley problem? We talked about that?
Yeah, yeah,
So you got to decide, do you flick the switch and you kill the three
yeah.
yeah.
elderly people, or do you save the young person?
That
Yeah.
being
One of
said,
the-
they
what-
fucked it in America with the Trump assassination. Like, how did they not just put a bullet in that prick earlier? How
That
did
is
they not
weird.
see him?
That was really
It's
weird,
so
yeah.
strange.
Oh, the
Yeah.
guy who did it.
So many things happen in America where you're like, there's 15 things at play here.
Yeah.
But, like, this all is not as it seems here. Like, how did he get up on that roof
I reckon
without
it's-
getting a bullet put in
I see
him?
it the other way. I'm more surprised it doesn't happen more. Like, how do you secure an outdoor? I know they do their best,
Oh,
but
they would be insanely good at this shit.
but remember, like, you
Yeah,
could
not
be
good
in
enough
a-
though. That's surprising.
I find it the other way. Like, how could they possibly secure an outdoor venue when there's buildings up? I could be in like floor 6.
But remember,
of
they've got drones up in the air.
I could
and
be
all
inside a
kinds of
building.
shit,
I could be
though.
inside a high rise with a fucking gun.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
this guy was in
Yeah,
plain
but-
view on the next building.
But remember, this is
Anyway.
the one time it's
Yeah,
got
it's
through
happened.
the
Yeah,
security.
yeah.
Like,
And it's called. I was actually there. One was a lady in the Boxing Day tsunami.
yep.
She went through, and she describes it in detail about getting hit by the wave and everything, and survives. Another one was the 2 miners. One of the miners from the collapsed mine in Tasmania.
Beaconsfield?
Beaconsfield, yeah.
Beaconsfield.
Beaconsfield, that's the one. Yeah.
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 So really, if you after listening to Back
Yeah.
on the Horse, you want something to listen to?
Do you reckon they'd have me
Well,
on
I was
there?
actually
slightly
there.
different tone.
Oh yeah, but it's really interesting. Really
Do you reckon
good.
they'd have me on there with this little cut on my head?
Yeah, they would.
That you,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was actually there.
with the other heroes.
All right, first question.
Hit me head on the bucket at the
Yeah.
pub.
I was just going to say, like, just coming from Tasmania recently, even driving around down Port Arthur, it's still creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just going, oh, did he drive down this road?
Do you know? Do you know what I find funny? Like Tash and I are talking about going to Tasmania. She's like, "Oh, I'd love to go to Port Arthur." I'm like, I find that funny. Like, I'd love to go to Port Arthur.
Yeah, I guess if
Just-
you're paying respects and that.
I mean,
but
I
see
understand that,
yeah.
but I'm
Well,
just
no.
like,
Did you
yeah,
go
like-
in there or?
No,
I get it.
I don't went. I've been there twice, but didn't go in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a whole... There is Port Arthur, the historical
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
but
of course,
It's
yeah.
always... Yeah, it's a bit weird down there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
strange. There's a movie called Knit Ram, if you haven't seen it, which is Martin backwards. It's like it's a movie up until the point where he gets in his car.
Right.
And shows all that whole build up. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch
I want
it.
to play Barn Bugle. Best golf course in Australia, in Tasmania. I want to play that.
Tasmania's
course.
beautiful, man. You got to
Yeah.
go. Yeah, it's great. Okay, first question out of the Fishy Bee after all that.
Is there anything about Barn Bugle?
It's about Bum and Ben.
more golf
Am I bleeding again?
related
Anyway. Okay. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
Drunk and disorderly.
Drunk and disorderly?
Jiggles.
DUI?
Or drunk driving.
Okay, let's do Jiggles first. Arrested Jiggles.
I reckon drunk and disorderly.
You reckon?
Well, I reckon maybe punching someone. Like, just
Yeah, standing up for a mate.
standing up for someone and just
Yeah,
fucking, yeah, or your family or something. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I'm
Road
a hero. I'm a
rage.
hero.
Yeah.
Oh, for you?
No,
You're talking about for me?
for you, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am a hero.
Yeah, or maybe road rage.
Hero and a half shell.
No, I reckon probably drunk and disorderly if I got...
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd have to be the same.
probably. Or road rage. So,
No,
you know,
you're
the car.
better. You're better at road rage than me. You're actually quite calm in the car.
Yeah, I get over it pretty quick. but-
I
Or
I get
something to do with the family, like someone
Oh,
Someone
daughters
wronged
or
you.
something.
that's murder.
Oiling a rifle.
No.
I did have another incident. Like I've talked about this on the potty before, where my boy has been bullied, and I went and
Yeah.
accosted a kid.
Yeah.
We've had another incident where the police have had to be involved.
That's
And
crazy.
I turned up. I picked him up from school for a week afterwards, just to make sure he was comfortable, because it happened at the bus stop. And so I just picked him up from school for a week just to make sure he was okay. But I also, when I pick him up from school, I usually just sit in the car listening to tunes or taking work calls or something. But this week, I sat on the bonnet of my car and looked for this kid for a week. And I said to Tash, I honestly don't know what I would have done if I saw him.
Yeah.
If I saw him, I had no idea what I would have done.
Yeah.
This kid's a proper delinquent, though. Like, he's got
Yeah.
a rap sheet real long. The cops knew him.
Yeah.
So-
Fucking little shits.
But I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
It's like when I saw that kid, around the time when barbecue shapes changed the flavour, changed the
yes.
recipe.
And you,
And there was a
scolded
kid.
him. Yeah.
He was eating the new version because
Yeah.
they had both. It was a real war out there
It was. Yeah.
of making sure we all ate the old version.
Only
So-
Australians could understand it.
Yeah.
Too.
So and this kid was eating the new version, and I got a bit upset about it, and I was like, "Give me that. What are you eating?"
If you rang me and said, Scoot's just been arrested, like, I would not know what it would be.
I reckon I've seen him go over the top at times, like unusually stand his ground on some moral fucking thing. I reckon it would be that. It'd be like
Like
he was at Target and they wouldn't fucking do something, so he stood his ground
Like the
to
one
the
net
point.
bill. Like,
The what?
Not paying the one net bill.
That was my dad. yeah, something moral.
Like that. Or like if a
And,
copper
like,
pulled
and
you
that's-
over.
Was
Same
like,
with
remember when they littered, the cops littered? You got done. Oh, Richo, stablemate Richo got done for drinking in public.
Yeah.
And then they took the can off him.
And
And they
threw it
threw
in
it in
the
the
garden.
The cops threw it in the garden.
Yeah, that's
and then I
right.
had a crack at him for the litter.
Yeah, well, I'll go fucking put it in the bin.
You're not going to put it in the middle, put it there. That's the sort of thing.
Some little moral
I reckon
thing
like that, yeah.
that.
All right. What about Ben?
Okay, let
Hey,
me look at
Leggy,
it. Let me
Ben's
have a
just
look
been
at it.
arrested.
I know why.
What?
Crypto fraud.
Yeah, I reckon it will be some fucking hack that you found where you think, I
I
don't
can
know.
replicate money on my internet banking. Yeah, that's right.
Have you heard Hamish and Andy have got this thing happening at the moment where they had this thing, phone in with whatever the best tax write-off you've ever had is.
Oh.
And everyone was talking about all these conferences that they've been to. So now they're doing something which is called ConCon, which is that they're holding a conference, which is a conference that covers hundreds of
topics.
different professions
Brilliant.
so that everyone can write the fucking thing off.
That's
And
brilliant.
at the moment they're looking at like Fiji, Hawaii, all these venues, so everyone can
Fantastic.
write it off. All you have to do is submit your industry
Okay.
so that they make sure it's covered in the content in some way that
That's
you can
brilliant.
write it off.
Excellent. All right, next question. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
What about neither?
I've backflipped on this. I used to be a night owl.
Yeah.
I used to be up till 11, 12, 1 o'clock every night. And then I'd struggle to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
But now, I love getting up early.
Yeah.
I get up early to watch the golf a lot, but I'm up every day. My body clock just bang, 5 o'clock up.
Yeah.
And 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I'm starting to feel a bit...
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm probably
weary.
both because I've got to get up early, so I've kind of enjoy it. But I've always been
You
a
do
night
hold
owl.
out pretty late. Like, I get the odd text message from you at 2 a.m.
That's true. Yes. Getting arrested.
No, not quite.
I'd say more night. I could stay up working at night for a bit. My main thing is waking up naturally for me. If I wake up,
Oh, okay.
if I wake up with an alarm, I just almost always just feel like crap. But
Yeah.
if I just, even if I wake up at early-ish, like 6:30, something
Without
like
the
that.
alarm.
But if I wake up naturally, it's all
Yeah.
good. But,
Why is it when before your alarm goes off, you're kind of tossing and turning and it's
I know
shocking?
if I've got to
And
catch
then
a
you-
plane or something, I get
Yeah.
shitty sleep.
But then your alarm goes off and you press stop, And then you go back to sleep, and it's the best sleep you've ever had.
It's actually
for
a
that
tip in the book.
15 minutes. Is there?
I
Don't
think
wreck
it's-
it.
Okay. Well, no, I'll just say it. Is to put your alarm on the other side of the room.
Yeah, to get you up.
So you've got to get up to shut the thing up.
Yeah.
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 And once you're up, yeah.
Yeah. But what about then? I love sunset, that time of day. Like, I reckon that's the best. On a Friday afternoon sunset
Yeah.
is probably the best.
My favourite time of day when you're at the beach is when the sun's still up,
Yeah.
but it's shady, so the sand's cold.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon that's the best time of
we don't
fucking
ask for
day.
much.
Sit there and have like the sun's setting, the sand's
Oh,
cold.
buddy.
It's fucking awesome. It's such a good time. Of
What are
day.
you, Benji? Morning or night?
Yeah, morning, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Prefer morning?
Yeah, you're up fucking early some
That's the
days.
problem, yeah. I think I'm genetically up early.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Exactly the
I've
same.
also bookended my addictions where I wake up in the morning, I'm like, fuck yeah, I can have coffee.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't believe you don't drink coffee. It's so good.
Nah.
I'm getting a bit more into coffee these days.
I was up this morning
One a day?
2:30,
Most days.
2:30?
2:30.
had 4 shots of coffee, watched Formula 1,
Yeah,
went back to bed.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got up at
Doesn't
this
affect me
morning.
anyway, the
I got
coffee.
up at 4:30 and watched the golf. Watched Adam Scott choke his nuts off.
Actually, that was
a
on
couple
my
of weeks
list.
ago by the time this.
This was on my little list of things to talk about on the podcast.
I'd rather drink piss through a shitty nappy than drink coffee. So there you go.
It's so good.
Why is it so much different watching recorded sport, even if you've isolated
Yeah.
everything else?
Yeah,
Like if it's like, Formula 1's a bit different, probably goes for longer, but the Collingwood
Yeah,
game.
knowing you could fast forward to the end.
why can't
is a
even you have
psychological
dinner?
thing.
Just say the game starts at 7:30.
Nah, I got to watch.
You got to watch it live. Rather, you have your dinner, you go out nice and watch it at 8:30 on delay. Why is that different?
I know. I can't. I struggle with.
Is it because the social aspect of
No, I think it's more.
It's happening.
Psychologically, I can skip this and find out where they're up to.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing I struggle with.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Fishy pee.
I'll just add one thing to that, even, especially with golf, because golf goes for 8-10 hours.
it's like Test cricket, something
but
like that.
because we're in Australia, we only catch the end of it. So I'll get up at 5, and I'll only get the last 3 hours. But I could get on KO. And
Watch a
start
3 hour
earlier
repeat or
and
something.
watch the whole thing. But no, I
Or
can't.
what
I just
about?
go
Or would
see
you
it
prefer
live.
to watch a KO highlights package that's like a 2
No, I don't like
highlight?
highlights packages.
I'm the same.
Even watching the NBA, I find it hard to keep up with what's happening. I like to know the energy of the game as
Yeah.
well. And if you're just watching highlights, then you've got no idea that was fierce and that was a bit.
Yeah, I don't like
lull
watching a
and-
Test cricket highlights.
No,
I'd rather just check the score if I'm not going to watch the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe watch like a quick package of highlights just to see the good stuff, but I'm not going to watch an hour highlight. Yeah.
Hasn't your life changed from the days before you had kids,
Yeah,
where
has.
you would record a 4-day test and not miss a second of it?
Yeah, it was.
You did not miss a second
It
of
was
it.
the best of times
All right. Who's your favourite commentator?
in any sport.
Any sport.
In the diving, Mark Taylor.
I didn't catch that. I heard he did bad, but what happened was he?
It's just
What did he do?
He's gone in the water.
He did the fucking He did
There's a bit of a splash.
It was just that's a small splash.
Is that his?
Oh,
his
that's
knowledge?
a big splash.
Is that his level?
Over rotation there.
I like Dennis Cometti.
He was
yeah.
fantastic.
Tennis committee.
Centimetre perfect.
Obviously, Ray Warren, fucking good.
Ray Warren.
In the
Yeah.
cricket, who's the best? I know everyone says Richie,
Who's
but
who?
Bill Laurie,
now at
Tony
the moment?
Greig.
But like current. What about
Current?
current commentator.
I like and hate Brian Taylor in the AFL. He says some dumb shit, but he also is just quite entertaining. I like Jimmy Brayshaw.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like there's a good NRL.
Fossey.
Bossie's probably
Bossie's
the
good.
number one. I'd say.
they should have got
now.
him
Bossie's
on.
falling
Yeah.
out with
Channel
Channel
9.
9 was a bit of a
Yeah.
heartbreaker.
Who was the F1 famous?
Before Brundle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
You don't realise how good commentators are until you hear a shit one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's caught the ball, and now he's kicking. Like, I'd be
Yeah.
shit at it. Like, but,
I think you
Yeah.
get it's part of the routine as well. Like because I watched the Formula 1, I've watched it for 15 years.
Yeah.
When they change commentators in the sports, like, oh, this doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Like because it's only once every 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah. It'd be like watching the Tour de France without Phil Liggett.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel the same.
That, yeah.
I'll open up a controversial statement here. I don't know if I should talk about this. Kelly Underwood is an AFL commentator, female AFL, and she's just atrocious.
You're allowed to say that.
Like, she's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, she's fucked up so many times. Like, one time she forgot the name of the team. She called GWS the Orange Team because she forgot the name. Like, she's just really bad, right? But that being said, what she is really good at is, like, you know how you come back from the break and it's like, welcome back to the coverage, and and she'll
like
coordinate that. She'll host the show.
Yeah.
She's really good at that.
Yeah.
And she's also quite good when she's a boundary rider, where she's like, oh, guys, this person's subbed in, this person's out, we'll keep an eye on this injury. Like, she's quite good at that. But calling... So
that's
calling,
a specialist thing.
It's a very specialist skill.
Calling,
You've got to call it on the fly.
Yeah.
You've got to make good comments on the fly, right? So she's really bad. But I saw an article the other day where they were talking about we need more diversity in AFL commentary, and they named the 10 AFL commentators across Fox Footy, Channel 7, Triple M, all that, and they're all white males.
Right.
And this person said we need more diversity. We need to get more, and they talked about Aboriginal Australians, like they named a few people, said these people could be involved, these females could do it. And then the person that they were interviewing said, of those 10 people, or those 10 current great commentators you've just mentioned,
who are you going to get rid of?
Who would you drop for those 3 people? And they said, well, nobody. They're all great. I'm just saying we should add to it. Like, well, you can't add to it because those 10 people have it covered right now. So of those 10, you've got to drop a few of them to make way for these other people. And he said, well, I wouldn't drop anyone. Yeah. And it's like, well, so what you're saying is these 10 people are great and they're the best at it, and you're trying to add more people just for diversity.
No, you can't just tick a box. They got to be on merit.
Yeah. They're talking about, sometimes they have the specialist comments. You have your caller, then you have an ex-player who does the
special comments. And I think a lot of the ex-players are good at the commentary. Like, I quite like Joey Johns as a specialist commentator, but he couldn't do the call. But,
that's right.
Like, he really sums up the play really well. He's
yeah.
going, okay, what's happened here? Is they've done the run around? Do you remember when... Oh, this was years ago. I think Vossi he was calling the game, and Mark Geyer and some other ex-player were like the special comments guy, and Vossi had a coughing attack, and then they had to try, and then
someone went home sick once, and there was a whole game where they had to. It was Ben Eichen.
It was someone and Mark
Ben
Geyer.
Eichen had to try and call the whole game.
And the other guy tried his best, and Mark Geyer's there, and he goes, "Oh, can I call a set?" And then he's like, "Oh, it was."
Yeah, it was so. But there was a game where someone went home sick in the middle of the game. They were vomiting, and Ben Eichen had to call the whole game himself. He was so bad.
Yeah.
But that calling is a specific skill.
Yeah.
But my point was, like, why would we get rid of the best people? I mean, I'm all for diversity.
I think
I'm
you're
all
between
for
a rock and a
equal
hard place with
opportunity.
that, because it takes time for something like that to evolve. What you want is the equal opportunity for people but you don't want it to be like the outcome to be quota based. You don't we need one person from this background, but you just want everyone to have had the equal opportunity to be selected, and whatever mixture of diverse backgrounds gets selected, even if that's all of one segment.
There's a bigger
because
option.
they happen to be the best, but how do you know they got selected on merit? That's
There's
the
a
main
bigger
thing.
option over that in the US at the moment, because the fire department has a quota of females that they have to employ through their program.
Right.
And I think it's like 30% or something like that.
No facts here, buddy. No facts here.
And now they're all like saying, so they're saying no to these big, really strong people who in a burning fire could carry me 100 fucking kilos out of a building. They're saying no to that for a 70 kilo, but like a person who couldn't lift me, and just stuff like that. So it's really hard.
I think Fox and Triple M have got pretty good calls.
I think they've done it really well.
Yeah.
There are some of the female hosts on Fox Footy are so good.
Yeah.
And
think
like
it's
I
good
said,
when you
Kelly
get-
Underwood is a terrible caller, but she's actually a very good host
I think
and a very, very intelligent broadcaster.
It'll come naturally as the women's game comes along, because then you have more experts, like ex-players who have played the game at a certain level that come through.
Daisy Pearce, she's another one in the AFL. She's an ex-player, and her on the boundary, she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, she's great. It's just that specific calling.
Calling, yeah.
It is such a hard skill.
All right.
I'd hate to do it.
What's the best advice your parents ever gave you?
I've got it.
Yeah.
All right, you go.
I think have we had this question before?
I feel like we have.
Have we? My dad often says, I think the two things that I often call on that he says is, one is it's all relative.
All right. Yeah.
Just in life, you compare yourself to stuff and it's all relative. Like,
Yeah.
Jiggles wanted, what did he want before? He wanted it to be bloody sunset at this time on the beach and the sand was too cold and sand wasn't too, it's all relative. Yeah. So, but the other one is that he says is about life. It's just a game. It's all a game.
It's just a game.
Just a game.
Yeah.
So
I think the best advice I got from Mum was draw the player. That was it.
Draw and pass.
Draw and pass. That was it. Yeah.
Throw the odd dummy.
Draw and pass.
Mine was on my wedding day. My dad's advice was never be afraid to be the first person to say I'm sorry. In any argument.
That's pretty cool.
Any terse words, just say sorry.
He knew you were getting married, see?
Yeah, it was at my wedding. Yeah. But that's something I've lived by. Like, I'm always the first. Like, even any disagreement we've ever had, I'm always keen to just say sorry and move on. So,
Benji, you ready?
Yeah, it's more just following what you love to do, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Trying to support, like, as a young guitar player.
Yeah.
You had the
support of them and that.
Yeah, that's right. Instead of going to uni, instead of doing a university or following music.
Yeah.
So just go with your heart.
Yeah. That's great. All right. Next one. Are you confrontational, Jiggles?
What's going on here? Is this an intervention? Why is this targeted?
Oh no, I just was looking at you and that.
I will say I've got a two-pronged answer to this.
Two-pronged. Okay.
I am insanely scared of confrontation.
Right.
But I am insanely good at confrontation.
Right.
Like, I don't like
Makes
confrontation.
sense.
I try to avoid it as much as possible and navigate around it. And like Scott and I always talk about it from a work sense, that I'll manipulate a situation to avoid the confrontation and get the best result around it.
Yep.
But in it, I think I'm quite good. I actually think I should have... If I had any kind of commitment to my studies, I would have been a great lawyer.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But I couldn't read a book to save myself.
Does it also depend on who the confrontation's with? Like, if you're not scared of confrontation with like a power electricity company, like, or are you a little bit?
No, I'm not. Yeah, that's probably.
It's
true.
more like someone you got to see again, and
Yeah.
you've got some sort of work relationship or friendship with, more so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's somebody, that's probably correct. Yeah.
You're very logical and kind of like, you don't like confrontation at all.
Not
do you?
usually.
No.
Again, it probably depends on the scenario. If it's an easy one where, if it's black and white to me, and again, if it's a situation where I don't need to worry about the person, but if it's someone I know or whatever, I'll usually just be like, oh, okay, I've probably done something wrong.
Will you complain? Will you say something in a restaurant if you're not happy about something?
Not often.
I did on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, we were sitting there for 25 minutes in a 5-star restaurant and had no drink order taken. Like, just still sitting there.
Yeah.
So I'd said something, and Tash was like, oh, no, don't say that. I'm like, why not? Like, we're paying big money. Like, why wouldn't we? So, yeah, I'm not afraid in that scenario. I think you're probably right. It's if there's a relationship to be salvaged, then I'd try to avoid it if I can. What about you?
I'm very placid. I don't like it. It I guess, and I'm not that good at it either, because I'm just, I don't know. You get, if it's too much confrontation and it's too it's getting too out of hand and you feel too uncomfortable, you kind of get a bit muddled up as well. So I usually just punch him in the face. Not very smart, but I can lift heavy things. No, I'm not that violent, stablemates at all.
That violent. I'm not that violent.
No, I've never had a fight in my life. Come on. But I think it's...
What about that guy you said you threw on the bonnet of the car at that footy game?
Oh, that was in a game of footy.
And remember at the Macca's drive-through, that guy got his club lock out, and you're going to drag him out of the car.
He diffused that.
Well, I was protecting you guys. I didn't want him to hit you guys.
We had it sorted, and then Fubba went and banged his bonnet.
That's confrontational.
Loves confrontation. Get him in here.
Benji?
I'm
Pending?
quite mild-mannered, but I'm not afraid of any confrontation.
Yeah,
I
right.
used to be when I was younger. I used to hate being the person, if there's like a drunk person around or whatever, I always think, oh, I can't deal with this or whatever. But getting older, I've just steered towards that. I'm just like...
Yep.
And if it's a difficult situation, it just doesn't faze me at all.
Yeah.
Also, it depends who you're protecting. Like, if your kids are around, I'm fucking all in there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I think as I've gotten older, I say more now to people that have been
You don't
idiots.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I
just
did nearly
like,
get in a fight in a 7-Eleven about a month ago.
really?
Yeah, because had a coffee, $1 coffee, and then went to check out some other drink. I came back and some guy was like complaining, and I didn't see who he was.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, how rude like this." And I go, "Fucking shut up, mate." And I turned around, he was a massive dude. And I just grabbed my $1 coffee and walked out there real quick. So I'll shoot my mouth off, but I'm not. There's nothing
I have. Scott's gonna go, oh, good bloke award, or some fucking no Jiggles hero, or some comment to this. I have found myself more inclined to stick up for somebody else lately. Like if I think someone else is being an asshole, and like if there's a girl behind the counter and she's feeling uncomfortable because someone's being a dickhead, I'm more inclined now to say, pull your head in, mate. She's fucking doing the best job she can.
I actually did that at a car park the other day. There was two young girls, are probably 15, 16, and a boy about the same age, and he was shaping up to her and like just throwing dummy punches at her, like just mucking around. They were laughing and carrying on a bit and like that. And I had the trolley and I had the groceries, and I stopped and said, mate, do not. Not even that. You know? And he's like, what are you going to do about it, old man? Oh, that go of the trolley? Oh, I'm just kidding. I said, don't even pretending that you're going to hit a girl like that. And he, what are you going to do about it, old man? And I went, oh, here we go.
You don't know what day I've had, pal.
Yeah, so, but that same thing, you know, sometimes you'd see that, you know, and you just think, oh, it's just nothing. But then I went, no, I'm saying something here because, if it was my daughters, like...
I was at kids' soccer 2 or 3 weeks ago. No, sorry, it was basketball. And I was doing the bench, the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And the coach of the other team was just fucking up them. And this is BBC. Fucking... And he was up him and yelling and shit, and I just had to say, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I was like, don't say anything.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey mate, it's fucking kids sport, just pull your head in. I couldn't not. Like, it was too much.
I think sometimes
you
got to say things, and I mean, even if it is uncomfortable, sometimes you just got to say something.
If it's unfair, you got to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. What would your drag name be?
This is a thing.
Yes.
This is a thing. Someone told me this once. You can...
Isn't your alcoholic name your first name and then your last name?
I got to ring. KP. I got to ring. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Keep talking.
How about that
Scooterini? Scooterbella. Scooterbella?
Scooter up, yeah.
Drag queen.
Oh, he's not answering.
Who was that?
It was stablemate KP.
Yeah.
There's a thing where you can get your drag name, and they told me what my drag name
what was yours? Something to do with the Penelope? No.
Yeah.
On your feet or something?
Yeah. All right, you guys keep talking amongst yourself. Answer the question.
I would go, I think I'd want to be like Candy.
Brenda?
No, I think I want to be Candy or something like that.
Yeah.
Candy, yeah.
Candy, candy,
Randy
candy,
Candy.
I still love you so.
Good song. Yeah. Hi, I'm Candy. I bet you are. That's a Highlander reference for those 80s people playing on at home. Stablemates. Yeah, he's not. Oh,
Hello, mate.
hello,
You're live on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Now, stablemate Jason,
Put it in front of the microphone. The other way. Yeah.
can you remind me what was my drag name?
Oh, fuck.
And how did you come up with it?
Look, we we used a drag name generator to come up with your name.
The Drag Gen
It's
3000.
bothering me that I can't remember.
Yeah,
it off the
what
top
was
of my
it?
head. I don't know. I need to find it.
Okay.
We basically told the generator that it needs to have something to do with your toes not touching the ground, and that's what it came up with. So, yeah, I've been no help to you at this point.
Oh, mate. Well, if you can text it before this segment has ended, that'd be lovely.
I will find it out immediately.
Lovely. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
See ya.
Shall I just get the paper out again?
Yeah, while we're waiting.
All right, so while we're
Anyway.
waiting, we've sort of nearly covered this one. Have you ever been kicked out of a pub?
Yeah.
I got kicked out for bad dancing from the chalk.
What?
Yeah, bad dancing was the reason cited.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I was drinking bourbon. Like were you there that night? I had my jumper over my face and drinking bourbon and cokes, like filtering bourbon and cokes through my
Oh,
jumper.
it rings a bell.
Yeah, you were hammered.
But bad dancing was the official.
Chalk.
Yeah, the chalk.
Yeah, chalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a gig there. Was that the same night? And you were up dancing on a table at one point.
Oh yeah, that was it.
You were hammered. I think that was the drunkest I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? You've been...
Yeah, a number of times. I got kicked out of the what's the pub around the corner from our old office where that
The Caxton.
multiple five ways, like
Oh, the Normanby.
the Normanby. I got kicked out of there because one of our mates cut his head open, similar to that terrible gash on Scott's forehead.
Oh, yeah,
Cut his head open. He was
Hope
pissing
you're
out
okay,
blood.
mate. Yeah.
And I went to the bar and I said, "Oh, have you got a Band-Aid, like, or something to stop this bleeding?"
Yeah.
And the bar person said, "Fuck off, mate." And I went, "What?" I said, "Well, you got to have first aid. Like, fucking, he's pissing out blood here."
Yeah.
And the bouncer came and grabbed me by the collar and just dragged me out.
Turfed you?
Yeah, turfed me. So,
Oh.
I think
I don't think I have been
Really?
kicked out. No. Have you ever been stopped service? Like-
Yeah, I got stopped service the other night when I was down at your place.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh.
we were down
yeah.
at your local, and I was singing karaoke. And I went up to the bar to get us a couple more drinks, and they went, "No, you're cut off." Did you not know?
No, I didn't know that.
Cut off.
Remember at our Christmas party last year, I got cut off.
Yeah, you
Remember,
did.
because we paid for the package, so it was darts.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and I think it was
the
like
year before.
just say 7 to 9 p.m. or something was the package, and they didn't. As it was a confrontation one, jiggles. So they, like, we got there at 7, started playing, and like we had 2 hours of alcohol that we had paid for.
Yeah.
And the first drinks didn't come out for like half an hour or something, and Jigs is like saying, "Oh, come on, you know, we paid for 2 hours of drinks. We didn't start."
Till-
She eventually agreed. Like
Extra
after
half hour.
kicking and screaming to extend it to 9:30, like
Maybe I do
right
like
close-
confrontation.
yeah, you do. Yeah. And then I think, then towards the end, I was trying to just maximise. I was saying, everyone, just last drinks
Get
finished,
into
up,
it.
just get fucking have one. And then she said, "No, you're cut off." And I said, "What? Why?" And she said, "You're too drunk." And I said, "Well, what about everyone else?" And she said, "No, they can't have any. Well, we're all too drunk."
Oh,
So,
yeah.
she just wanted to save the
Yeah.
drink quota.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Benji, you been
No, I don't think so.
turfed? No.
No, I don't think so.
Never stopped service? No.
That I also got kicked out of Alice's, which was a nightclub in the Brisbane CBD when we were young,
Right.
and that was for I tried to spin on my head. Like I'm
Like ray
really
gun?
good at doing a headstand.
Full
like
ray gun?
I can do a wicked headstand.
Oh.
I do one now, but I can't be
Put on
fun.
TikTok.
But then I did a headstand in the middle of the dance floor with this circle going, "Yeah, fucking cheering me on."
Yeah,
So
do
then
it.
I tried to spin and I couldn't, and I got turfed. No, kicked
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, my drag name's in
Oh, okay.
Phoebe Tension.
That's it. That's great.
Thank you, stablemate Jason.
Oh, God.
That's awesome.
Big
All right, a couple more.
retention.
Yep.
Yep, couple more. All right. Okay, Fishbowl delivers again. Why did we draw margin in red pen in primary school on the page? Do you remember
Was
doing
it
that?
on the left? Was that on the left?
Yeah.
left, yeah.
What was it for?
Was it
it
for
for
comments?
Teachers to
write
mark
comments
stuff,
in there?
or is
It
it
was the
just so
first thing you
don't-
had to do, remember?
Yeah.
Or is it just so you don't write?
Yeah.
With kids just writing right up
It was-
against?
What was it
Right
for?
on the staples. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dunno.
Why don't I remember this?
You probably had ruled margins.
I think the books came with a left defined.
I think a lot of the time they did. A lot of the time they had the pre-done margin, but
No, we had to draw ours.
Yeah, ours just freshly came off the press. Like they made him in the classroom. Paper mache, rolled it out.
yeah,
Parchment.
pterodactyl shit.
Pterodactyl flew overhead. Yeah.
So when you
Yeah.
inked your quill, you're
Yeah, that's
fucking.
right.
But what was it for? Stablemates know. Let us know. I can't remember what it was for.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to love doing the you do the thing where you pretend to be in the olden days and all that sort of stuff, and
Oh.
go to their historical village. And there was a girl I had
Why?
a crush on,
Why did you like it?
and I don't know, I just loved it. And you go there with the slate and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a girl I had a crush on, and I got we all got given a name and a
Like a drag name.
No, yeah, I was Kit Allcroft. I still remember this. This is in grade
Really?
4, I think.
Wow.
Kit
That's
Allcroft,
weird that
and I was a
you're on
dairy farmer's son.
You went to Hall.
No, and this
Is this
girl.
at the Pull and Vale?
I
Centre?
think that's where we
Yeah.
did it. Yeah, and the girl I had a crush on was cast as my sister.
Oh.
So it's a bit weird, but I didn't detect. It was just like, yeah, I get to probably. Yeah.
That's a whole category.
Yeah, that sounds like a conversation for a psychologist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've just worked out your hair is? That looks weird.
Wow.
You look like you got a fucking toupee. You look like because it's just this weird.
Is it
thing.
getting thin? You're starting to
no,
go
it's
bald.
It's receding. It's definitely receding.
No,
I
it's
think
not
back's
that.
all right.
It's because it's so puffy that it looks like a separate apparatus just plonked
I don't
on your
know. I haven't
fucking
looked at it. I don't don't look at my hair.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't.
It's
yeah.
just
The-
the hair
the
of a beta
use-
scientist.
Usually the first. What's that? Yeah.
Very good.
Usually the first time I see my hair is if I happen to have a Zoom meeting that day, and then I see it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's
That's
what.
when I put a hat on. Every Zoom meeting, I put a hat on.
All right, last one.
Really?
Maybe two.
Oh, maybe a few more. All right. What are you currently binging or watching on TV? Netflix or...
I'm watching the next.
Oh, sorry. You go.
No, that's fine. You
No,
go.
after you.
Just the last season of Ted Lasso, the most recent. Have you guys watched Ted Lasso?
No, I haven't.
No.
It's like
Is it the soccer one?
yeah, it's soccer
He's a
coach. He's an American guy
Oh,
who
is
comes and coaches a Premier League
The
team.
guy from Horrible Bosses. What's his name?
Yeah, Jason.
Jason Sudeikis.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
it.
I
Jennifer
like the
Aniston.
show.
Oh,
It's a very corny show. It's very it's
Is it?
feel good, and it is good. Like I
Okay.
enjoy my time watching it, but I also enjoy picking out all
The shit.
the
Yeah.
bullshit soccer stuff. That's just
Yeah,
like
right.
yeah. But it's a good show. I recommend it.
Okay. You?
I don't watch a huge amount of TV, but my kids are watching. Remember Home Improvement?
Yeah. Yeah.
My kids are rewatching that.
I don't think so, Tim.
Two things have happened that caught my attention. I reckon there has to be an Australian on the production crew of
Yeah.
that because there was one episode where it was the man's kitchen. No, it was the man's bathroom, and there was a beer fridge in the bathroom next to the shitter,
Yeah.
and there were 4X gold in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had 4X gold in the fucking
How'd they
fridge
get
behind the
that
TV.
over there?
Yeah.
And then a little bit later on, it was in the young boy's bedroom, and there was a Socceroos poster on the wall.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Little Easter egg.
yeah.
Yeah, I noticed
Couple of
that in
little Australianisms.
Insidious. It's a horror movie. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's like a paranormal kid getting possessed, but it's the two Australian guys done it that started the first Saw because they were two Australian guys,
Yeah.
and the one who's acting in it in Saw is acting in this Insidious as well with Angus Sampson and Rose Byrne. I think they're all Australian. And in the bedroom, I noticed it. That's how I figured it out. And there was the boxing kangaroo poster or flag or the Australian flag or something, and then all these Australian actors. And I went, oh, that's why. So yeah, pretty cool when you see those things. And
Is she the one in Two Hands? Rose Byrne?
Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I
It
love
was
that
a good
movie.
Yeah.
Um,
But what I'm
apart from
what
that,
am
I
watching?
want something to watch.
Have you watched Black Mirror?
I've watched a bit about Black Mirror. I watched about
I like
8 to 10
I
episodes.
love Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, let's just think what
What
else.
about you, mate? Other than
I'm
Formula
watching-
One,
Have you seen the Alex Murdoch story? It's a documentary. It's a crime.
Alex
documentary.
Murdoch.
Alex Murdoch. He's a lawyer,
No.
and yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
Very good. Yeah. True.
I've been watching some of the like the Untolds
Hmm.
on Netflix. Are good. The sports ones,
Oh, yeah.
Untold Sport, and all the documentaries I like.
I love
So,
a good doco.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like Full Swing is the golf doco on
Oh, yeah.
Netflix. That's really good.
yeah,
Last Dance was fucking awesome.
yeah.
There was the Redeem Team. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
That
Yeah,
was fucking
that Lost
awesome.
is now on Netflix.
Yeah. So
Like all the old
Yeah.
stuff.
Lost, yeah. So
Yeah.
that went
I watched
ages,
like one
didn't it?
episode, one season. Or
Yeah, I got into it a bit, but then I never saw the ending, and
How did
never
they
knew.
keep the storyline going?
I don't know. It was way out there.
Let me
yeah.
ask you this as parents. When do you have time to watch these things? Because I'd love
I don't watch a
to
lot.
get...
Probably
I
Friday
struggle.
night, maybe.
Like, but that's when I'm watching sport.
Yeah,
so
I don't watch
weekends
sport.
I'm watching so much sport.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
it's coming from.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
during the week, Cam will go to bed at 9 o'clock or something. So I've got a good hour window
Nah, I don't watch it
where
during
I
the week.
can't be fucked starting anything.
Probably once a week.
I'm a
Maybe
single
Saturday
dad,
night or
so
something.
I have
Yeah.
my kids 50% of the time. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's when nights when I'm on my own.
Yeah.
I watch
Crying
so
when-
much
you know.
fucking sport on the weekend.
I'm going to be
No,
there
I'm
every
not.
third week, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
Dad exchange program. Yeah.
that's right. All right, are we done, or you want a couple more?
One more.
One or two.
One more. All right.
How are we going for time, Ben?
Well, I can like rattle off another couple of good shows if
No,
Dave
thank you.
want. Okay, well, Yellowstone's a good one.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten, apart from ass?
That sausage that I'd thrown up.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yes, that was.
You know, the sausage I spewed up on the
Then
road
ate
and
it.
then ate it off
I
the
mean,
road.
that wasn't
Yeah.
weird that you ate. It was weird that you did that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What's the yeah.
I'm gonna get crocodile. I've had crocodile
Yeah, I
before.
don't mind crocodile.
I've
It's a
tried
slight
crocodile.
salty. I didn't like.
We had
what's
that
the-
with Garth in Melbourne, didn't we?
Did we? I had it up in Cairns or Townsville one time.
Didn't we have
years
it
and
up?
years ago? Did we? I can't remember.
There used to be a restaurant called Tucker in West End that did all that Aussie stuff.
Have you ever had like
Kangaroo's good.
really weird?
I
Like
can't-
what's
I can't eat kangaroo
I know
after
you-
Leggy told
Leggy
me
said
his
some
horror
stuff,
fucking
yeah.
stories about
Yeah.
roo shooting.
the worms? Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Have you ever eaten one?
Oh no, like weird raw fish or.
We had that.
Have you ever had caviar?
Yeah, caviar's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you? Yeah.
We had that
Never
raw meat in
Oh,
Melbourne.
what's
I
it
nearly
called
had that
again?
on the weekend.
Steak tartare. I
Steak
love
tartare.
it. I love
And
it.
it's raw, hey? And how do they?
Yeah, there's like some. I think there's some acidic stuff on it. I don't know. It's just good quality meat that hopefully doesn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just
Like
ate it. It was
Crocodile's
delicious.
probably my weirdest. You got one?
Have you had durian before? The fruit?
Oh, is it stink?
It tastes like hot garbage. Like
Really?
you left the garbage bag in the sun for 2 weeks and ate it. It tastes like
I'm
That's
not-
olives for me. That's
Yeah.
what I reckon olives taste
I
like.
love
olives are
olives.
amazing.
I love 'em.
Yeah. It's so bad that in Singapore it's banned. Like there's no durians on the train line. You
Oh,
can't
really?
take them on any public transport. They're like,
Yeah.
nope, banned.
I keep thinking of Jamie Jury. No,
I went to Singapore and they said, "Oh, don't spit on the footpath and anything
Oh,
like
you get
that."
arrested and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and chewing
littering.
gum and all
Littering,
that.
yeah, bad.
we're on the tour bus and we're going past this park and there's this guy standing there having a piss and I went, "Oh, it mustn't be too bad." He was pissing in the park.
He's
And I went,
just got
yeah,
lucky.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, in Singapore, when I was a kid, they had the prawn head patties like in the markets and stuff. So it was just prawn heads fried up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right, is that it? We're all done?
Yep.
Excellent. Thanks, stable mates, for tuning in.
44.
So
45 's next.
45 next. We'll see you then.
that's just
numbers.
counting.
And
That's
yeah,
just counting.
it's counting up. We're getting up there. Yeah, that's
Follow
great.
us for more counting.
All right. Thank you very much and good much.
Ciao.